This is Battle Boko, my first 14.5-inch vinyl action figure. First up was the 3D model. We had no feet, big crotch, and big nipples. So we revised that to feet, less of a crotch, and bye-bye nipples. We finalized the model and went to print. This is the very first print of Boko, kind of like Scrooge McDuck's first coin. We made more test prints to see how everything fit together. Everything looked okay, so we moved on. We printed out all the pieces in a new material and glued them together to see how they would fit. Not too shabby! Early on, I did see a few issues with the neck and a few joints, but overall, everything fit pretty well. The details in the body were pretty close to the 3D model. Some of the details in the face were a little less sharp, but I thought it was okay for a test print. Moving on to vinyl. Oh, sweet, sweet treasure. We did a few test assemblies to see how everything fit together in a few different color variations. It was 3 pop cans tall. Yes, I say pop. I'm from the Midwest. But we decided to make a new mold. The detail was much sharper and the head was now attached. I also decided to add a Ter'r the Conqueror figure at the same time. So that meant 3D models, 3D test prints, all over again. And of course, Ter'r came with his own set of problems. His spikes on his feet and his shoulders and his wrists, and of course, his wild hair. But we got through it and were able to do some test prints and made some blanks. A small part of me did miss the head turn of the G1 Boko figures, but the nice detail in the G2 figures eased my pain. Next up was packaging. I made these box designs in Illustrator. We molded a plastic box for each figure to fit into. And those plastic boxes would fit into the paper boxes that I assembled. Box assembly is one of my favorite things to do. I'm not sure why. I just love going from a flat object to a full 3D shell. This is Ter's box, using his colors of black, blue, purple, and fuchsia. The box material was a bit flimsy for my taste, but it worked okay because the inside plastic box is pretty strong. Okay, the box is assembled. Now pushing in the plastic box and figure gently. Despite the various setbacks and issues, I was pretty happy with the final product. The final boxes looked nice, the paint job was nice. Overall, it took about 1 full year from sending my first concept email to receiving my first toy in hand. Their big debut was at DesignerCon in Pasadena. A lot of people at the show asked for a Ter'r t-shirt, so poof. People asked for more blanks, so I began to make some blanks in other colors besides white. The top requests were for blue, green, and orange. white blank still sold a little faster. And I love fuchsia, so it had to be done. Fuchsia Boko, fuchsia Ter'r. I made the fuchsia editions for Comic-Con. Some sold at Comic-Con and the rest sold out at the next show I had. For these I used my usual packaging of a poly bag and a large header, and then 2 staples. I wish I would have saved one, but oh well, too late. I made 100 Bokos and 100 Ter's, and those numbers include painted and blanks. The biggest setback was remaking the mold, which I'm glad we did, but that's an automatic 3 months of waiting. The biggest scare was not getting them through customs. It took real long, and I almost didn't get them in time for my show. The biggest shucks was some of the pieces didn't fit together, and some were so deformed they wouldn't even stand right. I tried to heat them and reshape them, but it didn't work. So I ended up tossing out about 15 Bokos and 15 Ter's. Sad trombone. Gold God Boko was created when someone bought a blank and painted him gold. It looked so cool to me, I had him make 2 more for myself. I took them to DesignerCon and they were gone quite quickly. So now I had no fuchsia and no gold. It's not funny. This is a G1 Boko blank that someone painted black. I'm always curious when artists buy the Boko blank what they'll do with it. This one was really cool, kind of a giant metallic robotic monstrosity. He even made a little scene where people are building it. Overall, it was a great experience. I learned a lot of do's and don'ts and how to better prepare the next toy. I also learned the power of patience and that some things are just out of your control. Anyways, yatta! On to the next toy.